All right, let's jump right in. We are going to break down a 6-step formula that is honestly going to completely change your results with ChatGPT. If you're ready to go from just asking basic questions to getting some genuinely expert-level stuff back, this is for you. So, does this feel familiar? You ask ChatGPT for something, and the answer you get back is, well, it's fine, but it's kind of generic, a little robotic, and it just doesn't have that spark you were hoping for. You know, it's a super common frustration, but luckily it's one we can absolutely fix.
And it turns out you're not alone in feeling that way. Robin Delta, who actually came up with the framework we're going to walk through, says it perfectly. The problem usually isn't the AI itself, it's that most of us were never really taught how to talk to it properly. But hey, that's about to change.
And the solution? It really just boils down to one simple, memorable number: 6. That's it. Just 6 steps that are going to act like a little checklist, guiding you from a fuzzy idea to a perfectly crafted prompt every single time.
So this is it, the 6-step prompt formula. And this is going to be your new best friend. Let's break down every single part of it, starting with the absolute must-have essentials.
Let's start with the foundation. The first 3 steps are what I like to call the core ingredients. You know, getting these right is probably the most critical part of this whole process.
So our core ingredients are task, context, and examples. We're going to kick things off with the first and maybe the most important one.
First up, the task. Now this is the absolute heart of your prompt.
It sounds really simple, but this is where most prompts go wrong. They're just too vague. You have to be crystal clear about your end goal. What exactly do you want the AI to do?
And here's what that difference looks like in practice. Asking it to generate a diet program. I mean, that's okay, but it's pretty vague. A great prompt is more like a sequence of specific actions. Analyze this feedback, summarize these takeaways, categorize the rest. The big idea here is simple. The more specific action verbs you use, the better and more structured your result is going to be.
Okay, next up is context. So if the task is the what you want done, context is the crucial why and for whom. It's all that background info that turns a generic answer into something that feels like it was made just for you. So how do you provide good context? Well, you've got to ask yourself a few questions first. Are you a total beginner at this, or are you an expert? What does a win look like for this output? Is this for a formal business email or just a casual social media post? Answering these for the AI, it's like giving a map to a traveler. It just makes sure it ends up in the right place.
And our final core ingredient is giving it examples. And let me tell you, this one is a real game changer. When you show ChatGPT what you like, you're basically giving it a perfect template to copy. So if you want a report structured a certain way, or an email written in a specific style, just show it one. It's one of the fastest shortcuts to getting a top-notch result.
Okay, so we've got that foundation built. Now we can move on to the next phase. These next 3 steps are all about adding that professional polish, that finesse and flair that really makes the output pop.
And these are persona, format, and tone. Think of them as the advanced settings that give you incredible control. Let's start with my personal favorite, persona. Step 4 is persona. And this is such a powerful shift in how you think about this. You're not just talking to an AI anymore. You can actually tell it who to be. You're basically telling it to put on a costume and answer from the perspective of an expert, a character, or really any role you can think of.
The power here is just incredible. For instance, instead of just asking about a sports injury, you tell the AI to respond as if it were a physical therapist with 20 years of experience. All of a sudden, the advice you get back is so much more specific and way more useful. You're pretty much tapping into a simulated expert on demand.
And you can have some real fun with this too. Go ahead, try asking it to rewrite a blog post in the style of Eminem. It's a great little reminder that the persona doesn't always have to be some stuffy expert. It can be a seriously powerful tool for creativity.
Right after persona, we've got step 5, format. And this is all about taking back control over how the final thing looks. Instead of just getting a giant wall of text, you get to decide exactly how you want it all structured. Just picture the output you want and then tell it to do it.
And your options here are pretty huge. You can ask for a neat little table, a simple list of bullet points, a perfectly structured email, or even blocks of computer code.
Specifying the format right at the beginning is going to save you so much time editing later.
And our final step, number 6, is tone. This is really the emotional layer of your content. It makes sure that your message not only makes sense logically, but that it actually connects with your audience on the right emotional level. Is this meant to be serious, funny, encouraging? You decide. And the link between what you ask for and the feeling you get is so direct. Asking for a casual tone gives you a friendly output. Asking for a witty output gets you something funny. It's such a simple command, but it has a massive impact on how your message is going to land.
So there it is, the whole formula. Task, context, examples, persona, format, and tone. Now, let's talk about how we put it all together to really create that perfect prompt.
Okay, so here's the most crucial point. You want to think of this formula like a checklist. Now, you might not need all 6 steps for every single question you ask, but the more of these boxes you can check off, the better and more tailored your result is going to be. A simple question might just need task and context, but a really complex report is going to benefit from all 6.
And there you have it.
You now have the complete formula to unlock a totally new level of power from your AI tools. It turns you from someone who just asks questions into an active director, telling the AI exactly what you need. So really, the only question left is, what are you going to create first?